Well, good afternoon all, welcome back to my channel, Anything Automotive. And today is all about, again, the Lotus Emira. But today it's not about, I've only had it for 8 weeks or I'm driving it down the road, but I am going to do that as well. It's about, I've had this car for 5 or 6 months. Now I want to show my viewers what I actually think. Now I've had it serviced, now I've been driving it for 2,000 miles, and then I can show you what actually I think and whether I still like it or not. So let me show you around now. So let's start at the rear end of this car, which does, if I say so myself, I think it just looks fantastic, to be honest. You've got the light bar that goes right the way across, which just looks absolutely divine, and the lights just sink into the bodywork. You've got this really mysterious aerodynamics where you stick your hand in and I can actually touch the tyre. Now that aerodynamics comes from their electric, do I want to call it electric supercar? But it's a stupidly fast electric car that they've got. But that's where that aerodynamics idea comes from. But I think it looks pretty good. It's just a pain because it gets so dirty all the time, and you have to clean it every time you drive it because obviously the tyres are kicking the dust up. Nice bottom valance here with twin exhausts, reversing camera, and then you've got in the exhaust there you've got your Lotus emblem, so you can see the actual Lotus sign within there. I must apologise if the wind is getting this video. I'm trying to keep out of it. I have forgotten my microphone today. Lotus written across the back of the car there, which is really good. It's really good. Let's have a look in the boot and the engine compartment. So in this boot or engine compartment, what you'll see initially is the engine is totally covered. Now the difference between this and the V6 is the engine in the V6 isn't covered as much. It's actually exposed. You can see the throttle moving and all sorts, which is quite a good gimmick actually. But in the i4, yes, it is covered up, but I don't find it an issue. It looks pretty good and neat and tidy. In the boot, there is enough room in this boot, I feel, to fit a couple of hand luggage bags for sure, without a doubt. And then I've just got my triple charger cable there. So I'm going to show you a problem with this boot that catches so many people out. So we shut the boot. Okay, the boot is shut. I cannot open that boot. But there again, when I press the key, I cannot open the boot because the boot isn't shut. So what you have to do, you have to get a firm push in the middle there. The boot is now shut. Now it'll open again. So just bear that in mind. If you buy one of these cars and you can't get in the boot, that's the reason why. Always remember just to give it that little push at the back. Really nice alloy wheels. They're actually two-tone. When you stand back from the car, they've got like a two-tone, so they've got like shapes in them. I believe at the back we've got a 4-pot caliper, and then at the front we've got a 6-pot caliper on the front. These are Goodyear tyres on these. This is actually the sports model. So suspension's a little bit tougher, but I wouldn't suggest it's much tougher than the touring model, to be honest. It doesn't make a lot of difference. Back here we've got intake vents on this side. There's a fan that runs behind there when you start the car up and after you turn the car off. That fan is actually taking fresh air into the engine to keep the engine cool. Just beware, them fans are faulty. They are potentially recalls. Lotus are avoiding doing them unless they need to. So if you've got one of these cars, make sure when you take it in for a service you mention about getting that fan checked or even changed. Down the side of the car, if we look here, them slick looks to the back of that car, really nice, where the back end of that car sort of bulges out, and then you've got your slick undervalance here, which looks really good, and aerodynamics again, up air through the inside of there. You might not be able to see that in the camera, so apologies. And then we've got the front here, we've got our frunk, but it isn't a frunk, okay? This doesn't open. Behind there you've got your radiator and your oil coolers, and there's nothing else to be seen there. You can get in it, you've got some tools in a toolkit to get in there. Around the front you've got some just grills that go through to keep the coolers cool, let the fresh air in. Just round the front there, really nice LED lights, which are really bright at night. They actually provide really great light. And then you have got an Emira emblem there at the top of the light, which is really fancy. From this side of the car we've got another intake. This air intake here is actually for the turbo, so when you've got it in sports or track or even general mode, this car whistles and howls and sucks the air in tremendously. It sounds lovely. It's a brilliant. So let's take a look inside the vehicle just to show you what it's about. So let's cover off the door handle. Get in by pushing the door handle like this. Aerodynamics, a lot of people struggle to get in the car, but you get used to it. When you open the door, the first thing you see is a much better design and comfortable interior to what you're used to seeing in a Lotus. I've had S1s, I've had S2s, and this interior blows them out of the park. Alcantara on the door, Alcantara on the seats, Lotus emblem on the seat. Seat is really comfortable. Just in general, you've got Alcantara everywhere. Alcantara here, and you've got a proper dashboard. You've got a dashboard which is digital. You can change it. You've got steering wheel buttons which you can use. A bit of a moan about the steering wheel buttons. They are push and touch. So as you slide your finger down, all of a sudden you'll be looking at the dashboard, and the dashboard would have changed, and you're like, how did that change? And when you understand and get used to it, you know why. But it's because you've slid your finger on the buttons. A mirror on the steering wheel, a flat bottom steering wheel, which I like. A lot of people moan about that. On this car, it's the 2 litre, so it's the automatic. You cannot get a manual in the 2 litre version. You can only get an automatic in the 2 litre, but it is a good gearbox. Little bit of lag, but I've just had its first service with some software updates, so testing that to see whether that's actually made it any better. We've got this, which I've discussed in several other videos. This is a bit of a pain when you're trying to start the car. I know a lot of supercars have this, but you like, you can get your finger in the middle and you got to hold it up, and it's just a pain. Oh, it looks all right, but it's a bit of a pain. We've got a little storage here, which you've got a USB A and C for charging your devices. And just in general, this car interior is damn sight better than I've seen in any Lotus before. It's just really finished off well. You get a mirror on your vents, and you get a little first edition on the gear stick there. And if we go into the back, we have got a little bit of luggage compartment, which I reckon actually this car is going to be used for touring. It's got to be used for touring. It's so much fun. I think you can get a lot of luggage in there, you know. I think this car with the boot and the back, you can get a lot of luggage in there. You've got your electric seats, 7-way electric seats, and they are memory seats as well, so that's all good. A KEF sound system. I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but it does what it needs to do. Anyway, let's get this car back out on the road. I'm going to take you on a journey around one of my favourite roads in Suffolk, from Finchinfield over to Haverhill. It's one of my favourite roads. I know the road well, so I can show you what the car's about. Let's get to it. Let's get driving. So every time I get in this car, as I've said in my previous videos, it never disappoints. You know, but you know, after owning the car now since October, so we got October, November, December, January, February, March, so let's say 6 months really, where I'm able to talk about it properly. Now, the first review I'd done of this car was only 8 weeks, so I couldn't really talk about the car properly. So now I know more about the car. It's just had its first service, which actually wasn't too bad, £495. The main part of the service was actually the software updates to try and eliminate the lag in the gearbox, which I believe it's sort of done. It's a little bit better, it feels a little bit better. I need more time in the car to establish that. Now today I am on my favourite roads out in Essex, Suffolk border, where we're going between Finchinfield and back over towards Haverhill, and these roads are absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do, we're already in sports mode, we might try a bit of track mode. You can hear the car today in sports mode. It's got its rev match now when it's changing down gears. We're going to go in manual mode once we get around this corner, and then I know these roads quite well, so I can show you what the car is capable of doing. So let's go. Does not move, it's just stuck to the road. It's got such good handling. Down to the 30 limit. As you can see, that car on them corners, I know this road very well, so it makes it a little bit easier to test it. This car does not move, it just sticks to the road, and it's amazing for, you know, the value, what you get for what you pay for one of these cars. And as I've said before, it is only the i4 2-litre model, which is around about 350, 360 brake, and 0 to 60 around about 4 to 4.1 seconds. Obviously it doesn't have the sounds, as I've said again and again and again, it doesn't have the sounds of the V6, but you can change that to have that. You can change the exhaust to give you that. You know, so this car, in my opinion, outweighs the V6, especially with the new car tax or road tax that is just come out on April the 1st. You know, check out what it's going to cost you to tax the V6 now compared to this. This does not fall into the new tax bracket, so check that out before you even contemplate buying the V6, and drive one of these and push it to its limits before you even think about it. You can tune this i4 way past the V6, as I've said before. Let's go again, yeah? Let's try again. Back in auto, manual mode. Absolutely beautiful. Forget your Lamborghinis, forget your Ferraris. What you need to pay to buy, service, tax and insure one of them, you're going to get so much fun out of one of these Lotuses. Not even getting any oversteer on that. This car actually could get you in danger because it's just gripping the road so well, and you just feel so confident in it as well. It's just amazing what it produces and what you can drive it like. Just cannot wait to get this car on the track. This is going to be on the track, it's going to be amazing. It's going to blow my mind once I get this on the track, going around the track. It is absolutely outstanding. What you need to do is go and watch my other video. I'm going to do a new one on actually. I did a video a year ago, maybe just under, saying how much I paid for this car, and no one really believed me. So there's a new video going to come out where I'm going to show you finance documents to prove to everybody, my followers, everybody that watches the videos, how much this car cost me, because people do not believe me. I know of 3 people that watch my videos that went to the same showroom as me and they got the same deal within reason, and they've actually contacted me via YouTube thanking me for the video, because they never thought they would have a Lotus Emira in reach. But there were, at the time when I got this was in reach more than you'll ever believe. So people have missed out when they didn't go and get them, because I doubt if you're going to get that deal again. But I say watch out for that video, because that video will show you what you've missed if you're a Lotus enthusiast, which I am.